Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of
Started.
FMLPK. Yeah, way to be serious, man. Anyway, let's get the first things first out of the way. The deadline is 23rd February, Saturday, 4 p.m., Pakistan Standard Time. So be sure to make your changes before that. And the FA Cup fixtures are going to transpire sometime tonight. I mean, at the time of this recording. So yeah, if you're smart and not in like a antihistamine induced rage like I was, you won't be making any premature changes. And yeah, that's it. So let's get straight into it. And oh, before I get started, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also join our league code here. And you can see my final team on Twitter. Not that it matters, but a couple hours before the deadline. All right. So, Salman, let's start off with you. How'd you do?
Not too bad. I've averaged 75 points every week for the last 5 weeks, so I'm quite happy with that. Um, However, and I'm catching up on some of the guys above me. The problem is the guy on top. He just keeps beating me by 5 6 points. So he's chipping away on that lead, and he's just increasing it to the extent that I now think that Zain Talpur is going to win our league. It's for him to lose. Right now, he's got the most chips in hand. So, in my view, he's the favorite to win it. But in any case, coming back to my team, I'm relatively happy with the performance. The mistake I've made is I got in Tielemans for Madison to save money a couple of weeks back. Had I not made that mistake, I would have been in a much better position.
Okay. Okay. So, what's your plan for next week?
For this week, depending on Everton's game tonight, I think which starts in 5 minutes or something. I'm going to get rid of Martial, who hasn't started the last couple of game weeks, and bring in
Okay.
DCL. He's got a double
Okay.
game week, and at the back, I'm going to get rid of Ramsdale, who's the Sheffield United goalkeeper, and get in Areola of Fulham, who's also got a double game week. So I
All
should
right.
should have 5 or 6 players who have a double game week this week.
All right, all right. So that's your plan clearly to sort of maximize the number of double game week players for this upcoming week with your two free transfers and not doing anything drastic in terms of chip usage.
No, no. I think I played my free hit a little too soon, but I got good points for it. But the last week, the change I made was keeping in mind game week 25 when Burnley has 2 games. So I've got a Burnley defender. I've got 3 City players. So that's 4, and I bring in 2 more. So I have 6 players who will have a double game week this
All
weekend.
right. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds pretty straightforward. You seem pretty confident in these moves.
Yeah, so
So
unless DCL gets injured tonight, God forbid,
then
these
then
are
who do you
confirmed
bring in?
changes. Then I'm not really sure. Maybe get rid of Tielemans and get in Rodriguez. He's been playing well. He's come back into the team. He scored a goal last time round. He came off, I think, 68, 70 minutes. So it all depends on tonight. If DCL does get injured or whatever, then the other option is to get rid of Tielemans and bring in Rodriguez.
Would you consider dumping Martial for Ollie Watkins?
No, not this week.
Not this week.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I
He,
just want to have 6 players who have double game weeks. That's why I have 2 free
okay.
transfers.
Okay. Okay. I
Otherwise,
get it.
Ollie Watkins is a great player to have in your team. Not just this, just not, yeah,
All
not this
right.
week.
All right. So more focus on double game week players. Got it. All right. Let's pull up Murtaza's team, man. Tell me how you did.
Uh, it was decent. I The good was like Salman said, I changed captaincy to Son, so I scored few more points there. Um, the bad, as you can see, I left Gundogan on the bench.
On the bench.
So
That must have hurt.
that really hurt, man.
And
Considering
with that
check
silly red card.
Suchek with the zero.
Oh, you played Suchek. Oh, the Suchek fiasco.
So it was hard to swallow, but I guess I'll have to live with that. And the lesson learned is don't bench a penalty taking asset, man. Even if he misses.
There, there were quite a few managers who had DCL on the bench, and he
There,
didn't come into play.
there was managers who had Martinez, DCL, Gundogan, and Foden on the bench.
I had DCL on the bench.
So DCL. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Guy in form, guy taking penalties, should play regardless. Player like Gundogan has to play.
All right. So yeah, I see you did decently even despite Gundogan sitting out. So what are your plans? I understand that you have 2 free transfers for next week. What are you thinking?
So even last week I had 2 and I fixed the problem that was at hand, which was fixing my 5th defender, and I got in Loughton then. And so I am
Brilliant pick, I must add.
I've
2 game weeks, attacking potential, cheap.
my plan. I am tempted to flip Adams for DCL and
Okay.
maybe roll the second free transfer. If not, you are tempting me with Digne for my
Yeah.
Robertson
Yeah.
flip. So that
Yeah. Well, I mean, he would save you $1 million, I think. If Robertson is how much?
he's 7.1.
How much would you sell him for?
He's fallen for me 7.1.
All right. So you'd save a cool $1 million on that move. And Digne has the second highest number of assists for any defender despite missing 1/3 of the season and 2 game weeks. So, and with their whole attacking contingent now, even though if Rodriguez is slightly off form, but they're all there on the field now. So chances are looking good for Digne to get some attacking returns.
My only dilemma with that is कि चलो it might be tastier for this game week, but like I said, मेरा starting 11 might be a problem. So it will come down to Son being benched for Digne, and then
Okay.
after the double, Digne doesn't have a good game, I think, for a couple of games, right? So
So let me just
maybe
tell you, Everton don't have the best games. You are correct.
so maybe I look forward and I go. The second transfer could be a Leeds guy for next game week, but that's again,
Okay.
or I bank the transfer and wait next game week for it.
I think the Adams and DCL move is the best move.
Yeah, for sure.
Then in that case,
has to happen.
at least the one must transfer that you must make is that. Okay. All right. So
My
before we
second
roll around to
transfer
the captains,
also on the cards was fixing my goalie. I'm sick and tired of McCarthy, man. Even though he has a
Yeah,
draw coming up,
They've been leaking goals.
my-
Bednarek has somehow started playing for the other team now.
and everyone in our mini league has Martinez, and that's
Martinez,
killing me.
yeah.
It's killing
Yeah.
me, man.
Martinez, non-Martinez managers are suffering.
And Justin.
Target, Martinez, and Justin, man, 15 points last week. So yeah, but the DCL needs to come in. He's on fire. Although, to be honest, the second goal that he got against Everton, I thought it was wrong. There should have been a VAR that should have been disallowed, and somehow the rules have changed. At least on the fantasy premier, on the fantasy league side, that when a player hits the ball and the goalkeeper deflects it, and some other player scores it, the player who got the first shot somehow gets the assist, which was never the case before. And so the first goal, DCL took the shot, the goalkeeper saved it, blocked it, and it fell onto Dukaan, who scored, but DCL got the assist. I cannot understand why. So in my books, DCL got 2 points and not 12 points. So yeah.
anyways.
But
All right. So
it touched him here. The ball landed here on the second goal.
and listen, the things that happened this weekend, this past weekend, I mean, with the whole Suchek thing. I like the less that is
Suchek
said
thing,
about the subject
Rudiger. Your two
thing.
changes were Rudiger coming in, own goal,
Okay,
Suchek coming in. So yeah, it was
Rudiger.
very
Okay,
unfortunate.
fine. I get that he scored an own goal. Fine, whatever. That's not up to bad refereeing and some dummy being in the VAR room or control room or
Yeah,
whatever the hell it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
So own goal, that's on Rudiger, and therefore that's on me for picking him. My point is with Suchek. So here's my team. I did not do so well. I got 49 points. I had DCL on the
Bench.
bench. But honestly, I thought Antonio was a pretty good pick. I mean, if you look at his stats, his underlying stats, I'm still tempted to. As in, I cannot get rid of him unless he's injured or something. He does have a fatigue situation right now showing up on his little fantasy thing. But anyway, yeah, what
I
happened
mean,
was that Suchek gets this card, this red card, which is not a red card. Obviously, it's rescinded now. And as you know, what happened was that when this red card thing happened, like I just was so upset that I just
Rage
changed him, and
quit.
I got Gundogan in, and I was on some like medication at the time, so I was sleepy. I was not well. It's not COVID. I got tested anyways, and turns out like 6 hours if I make the change, his red card is fucking rescinded. I mean, the fuck. Anyways, so that's done. The less I say about it, the better. Moving forward, like
but you got
uh,
a good. I mean, as in you've got Gundogan, who
yeah,
has
I got
22 games.
Gundogan double game week, whatever, but that was not the change I wanted.
Yeah,
Ideally, I
yeah.
would have wanted Sterling for Salah because
But I would suggest
the
that you
time has
start
come.
praying for Gundogan's health tonight.
Yes, I am.
Fitness.
I am. I am. There will be some sort of sacrifice to the fantasy gods soon after this recording. But anyway, so what I'm looking at right now is the way my team is set up. I definitely want Sada Stones, one of my keepers, and Alioshki out. And I'm looking to replace them with Pope for the keeper, Salah for Sterling, and Alioshki Dine, that swap. And then in midfield, and then Lowton for Stones. So yeah, and then
You,
Rafinha is sort of an outside contender, but I don't know.
you, how many changes are you going to make?
No, this is over the next 2-3 game weeks.
So
I
you're
have
not
to
making any more
prioritize
changes
whoever.
now.
No, not this week. I am very tempted to take a hit on Johnston and get Pope in, considering that I'm thinking of deploying my wild card in either game week 25 or 26. So if I do ultimately decide to do that, then I think getting Pope in and taking a -4 is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because then I can just fix my team
But
for the wild card.
So I thought about well, one. I've got me, so that gives me Burnley cover. The other thing is that I don't have KDB, Salah, Kane, the typical big hitters, and at some point in time there might be a need to keep them to bring them in. So I'm keeping something like 5 million, 6 million in the bank so that I can make that transfer whenever that time comes in, and that's why I'm getting Areola, who's 4.5 versus Pope, who's 5 million plus. As breaking news, Manchester City are starting Gundogan, Sterling, Jesus, Cancelo, Foden, Stones are on the bench. So we all need to start praying.
Listen.
This is against Swansea. This is against Swansea.
Against Swansea. Yeah, against Swansea.
Yeah. Okay. You know, all three players starting both games was always going to be a bonus. At least two, if not all three of them, are going to miss one game.
I don't expect Stones or Cancelo to play both game weeks, both games this game week. But I was hoping Gundogan will. I can't understand why Gundogan, Sterling, Jesus are starting against Swansea. But in any case, that's Pep for you.
You know why? Because he's going to most likely play Gundogan and Cancelo against Everton. Not against Tottenham. Yeah, Gundogan might not play against Tottenham if he's playing this match. Then he's going to play against Everton, which is later, right?
Yeah, but Spurs are a bigger team than Everton.
No,
So I mean,
oh shit,
but
battery's dying.
that's Pep. So Omar, you're not making any more change. And so yes, I was saying that instead of Pope, I'm bringing Areola to keep that money in the bank, so that whenever the time comes in, I can get in. I can sell Adams for Kane. Adams is 5.8. Kane, I think, is 11. So I can easily make that. I have enough. I will have enough money in the bank to get Kane in place of Adams, and that's why Martial is more expensive than DCL, and Ramsdale is more expensive than Areola. So I'm saving money on both players.
And you start Areola this game week then?
Yeah. Areola, I mean, they're playing Burnley. And Areola is a good goalkeeper. They've kept some decent clean sheets. So I'm hoping that Areola will get one clean sheet. Otherwise, he makes quite a few saves every match. So, every 3 saves, you get a point. So he's made so far 77 saves in 23. That is about 3. That's one point per match on average, obviously. So that's why I'm getting Areola in.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected there. Some tech problems.
No problem. So yeah, but Pope, in any case, is a very good purchase. He's a great goalkeeper. Burnley stand to keep a clean sheet against Fulham. So it's just the price, which is 5.5 versus Areola at 4.5, and I want 5 million in the bank.
Okay. All right. So captain picks. Gundogan, even though he might not play against Tottenham.
I've got 6 players who have double game week. DCL, I have who's a captain potential, and Gundogan. I do not expect Cancelo and Stones to start both matches. In any case, they're playing Everton, which is a good team. And then I've got Areola and me, which are definitely not captaincy choices. So it's DCL, Gundogan. I would expect Gundogan to do better than DCL, but honestly, it's a toss-up between the two. It depends on tonight's games. But he should start against Spurs as well. KDB is definitely not starting. So Gundogan's place is relatively safe till the time that KDB comes in. At least.
Yeah, and he's in great form also.
Anyone thinking Bruno for cap?
He's taking, although he missed the penalty, but he's taking the penalty. Sorry?
Anyone thinking Bruno for cap against West Brom?
I'm going to keep him as vice captain, but I don't think that's of any use. Gundogan will play at least one match of the two. But Fernandes will be a great choice for captain. If you're unsure on your double game week players, they're playing West Brom. West Brom have a horrible defense, and Fernandes is incredibly consistent. So he's a good safe choice.
Did you see that goal? His goal.
Yeah, it was Cantona-like. The celebration wasn't, but the goal was. It was super.
Even last night he was all pumped up, and you saw that thing that's floating on Twitter where he's abusing McTominay.
He said that ball was meant for me, fuck you. That's what he said to McTominay.
That ball was mine, MF, he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. You're right.
So the team's in good form. They're all clicking. I think Pogba out of the equation just boosts his return capabilities.
Yeah.
Even
with Pogba in, his returns started to dwindle.
Yeah,
they're now back up.
Yeah.
So he's a good captain. He's a safe choice. Gundogan is a slightly riskier, I guess, just because of playing minutes, possible playing minutes, but otherwise, yeah.
What would you think about Pope?
So I'm going with Gundogan.
What's that?
Pope as cap.
That's a bold choice, but you know,
Yeah.
he's a bonus point magnet, and his fixtures, I believe, this week are very tasty. So, you know, Crystal Palace and Fulham.
You know, Crystal
So,
Palace.
Crystal Palace without Zaha.
Do you know Crystal Palace are yet to score a goal in a game Zaha hasn't started?
wow.
And he's not starting.
Yeah, I think you
Shit.
just need to take that -4, Murtaza.
But it's a
Why?
goal.
He can still. He's got 2 free transfers.
No, he's talking about himself.
Oh, yeah. Pope is a good choice. I'll have to rethink the Areola versus Pope.
And with here, Salman was so sure at the beginning of this episode and so clear about what he had to do.
And the other part is
I will probably.
Pope has West Brom next week. So you get 3 good games out of
Yeah.
it, technically.
Yeah.
But I will probably go with him. The biggest reason being that if Kane needs to come in, if Spurs have a double game week coming in, I will have enough money to take out Adams and bring in Kane. With Pope, I will not be able to do that. It's not one change; it's going to be 2 more changes to fix it. It's a simple swap between Adams and Kane. So I want that money in the bank. The typical big hitters, Salah, KDB, Kane, I don't have. So I want to have that, buffer, and hence Areola. So I'm sure, barring any injuries, Areola and DCL.
Are you guys thinking of
So again, captain picks for you, Murtaza. Who's your captain?
It's on Gundo right now, but I'm tempted by Bruno. Given his attitude and form.
And then Pope?
I don't have Pope.
Yeah, Pope.
Oh, you don't have Pope. All right.
But Pope could easily give 20 points for 2 games. That's 40 points for the game week, man. As cap. That's a good return.
Yep. That is the thing. My captain at the beginning of the day was DCL. Till I came across this useful information that both Fulham recently and City don't concede many chances down the center, which then made me rethink, and I've shifted to Gundogan for the moment. But I'm still thinking I should take a punt on DCL.
Omar, for just on that, over the last 6 game weeks, no team has conceded more headed goal attempts than Fulham. And you know who likes to head the goal.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. With DCL, he's a low rotation risk. So that's why I like him for captain. And obviously his form and like the whole team is now back with Dine, Rodriguez. So yeah, that's the thing. With Gundogan, it's his form as well. And his new position, like especially when, even is Jesus starting tonight?
Yes.
Oh, so that's you see. So whenever Jesus doesn't start, that's when I feel Gundogan has more attacking potential. So hopefully, I don't know,
Hopefully
man.
Jesus gets injured.
Jesus doesn't play the game that Gundogan plays. One of the 2 games that he's going to play. I doubt that he'll play both games. So that's the thing. He's a rotation risk.
Cruel fantasy manager. On a lighter note, sorry, I'm cutting you off. Bamford captained himself this game week. Did you know that?
Yeah, and then he was cursing himself for missing all those chances.
The first one. Yeah.
If he becomes more clinical, he's going to be on fire.
Yeah.
But he's owned by 50% of all squads, so I mean, it's not really going to make much of a difference,
I think the players like Bamford make a difference when you make them captain. Captaincy choices towards the start of the season were horrible in my case. I've somehow been lucky over the last 5-6 game weeks, picked the right captains, or at least the second best captains. That has really helped.
Yeah.
So sometimes Bamford can be a good punt.
No one's using a chip this game week, Omar?
No.
bench boost,
No.
triple cap.
I'm thinking game week 25 wildcard, game week 26 bench boost, and game week 29 free hit. Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what Tom Freeman is doing, so I'm gonna do that.
So 25 is wild card, 26 is bench boost, 29 is free hit.
Yes.
Still have
So
a
in
triple
five
cap.
game weeks, you will use 3 chips.
Yes.
Okay.
All in.
All in, yeah.
What are the chips there for?
The 5 game
I'm not
weeks
gonna
are
give them in.
nice double game weeks.
Yeah. I'm saying
but-
that the chips are there to sort of gamble to maximize and give yourself a boost, right? Like that's all I hope I can do with that chip. It's I need to use it at the right time. You know, like Vin Diesel says, Dominic Toretto says, too soon and you'll gas out, and too late it'll be too late. Then.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So that's it, guys. Anything to add?
Nope. Just
I think you just
All right.
praying for the fitness of all
good luck.
players.
Keep an eye out on the FA Cup fixtures. Yeah, we're gonna later show a live stream a sacrifice to the fantasy gods in the hopes that Dukaan does not get injured and hopefully won't play
DCL doesn't.
both. But I'm hoping Gundogan just gets subbed off in 30 minutes because they're up 5-0 or something like that. So the Tottenham game and the Everton game. But anyways, so good luck and
Good luck.
May the
Big
force
game
be with
weeks
you.
coming up.
Yeah.